How do automatic blood pressure machines work? Automatic blood pressure machines work by having a number of circuit boards inside the little box. And what happens is these circuits, and I think there's about 5, will measure how much pressure is in the cuff. Now there is a principle called Occam's razor, and what this means simply is that the more things it takes to solve a problem, usually there are more mistakes that can occur. So when you have these circuits in a computer like this, what that means is sometimes there are more mistakes that can happen, and that's why the automatic blood pressure machines very often can give some false readings. Occam's razor really means that the simplest solution to a problem is usually the right one. So with a normal blood pressure machine like this and just using a stethoscope, because there's less things that can go wrong, you usually get more accurate readings with a normal blood pressure machine. Now the problem with the normal blood pressure machine is it requires skill, it requires knowledge, it requires experience in order to use these things. It's not as simple as an automatic blood pressure machine. The problem is, and now we're just making things up, but in order to use a blood pressure machine, you need to listen to the turbulence in the artery when you're doing the blood pressure machine, which means someone who can't hear very well, in other words a doctor, if a doctor is a little bit hard of hearing, he may not hear the first sounds of the blood pressure machine. Also, with a normal blood pressure machine, you need to be able to read the machine, which means if someone in theory is unable to see because they're blind, a blind person couldn't take blood pressure machine. So a deaf person and a blind person could simply not use a normal blood pressure machine under normal circumstances without assistance. That's the benefit of an automatic blood pressure machine. Now, of course, I'm being facetious, but it's to prove a point that in order to take blood pressure, you need to have good hearing and good eyesight. In theory, a deaf person without any hearing aids, or a person of hard of hearing, or someone who can't see simply can't take blood pressure with a normal cuff. The reason why most offices will use blood pressure machines that are automatic machines and not normal blood pressure machines is simply because of a couple reasons. The first is it's a skill, it requires experience and knowledge. And very often, the people that you hire in a medical office to do the vitals, sometimes they can make mistakes. Sometimes they don't have enough experience. Sometimes they just don't simply have the skill. An automatic blood pressure machine solves that problem because they just simply have to push a button. The other reason, quite frankly, is the average person trusts technology more so than human skill. We trust what the computer says, we don't trust what a person says. So if an automatic blood pressure machine, even though it's all the circuits, something could go wrong, we trust the machine more than we trust the actual person doing the tests. So it's just easier to hook someone up to an automatic blood pressure machine and push the button and let it ride. So if you thought this video was interesting, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions at all, ask in the comment section below, and I'd be happy to help you.